Hey man, so you know how you're always playing and talking about those retro handheld things? I was thinking about picking one up. Do you have a suggestion for something cheap and good that I can buy to get started with? Sure, I have a suggestion right here. In here? Yeah, open it. Okay. You think I should? Shh. When did you make this? Hey there, how's it going? I'm TechDweeb, welcome. Thanks for clicking on the video today. I have lots of retro handhelds, as you might have noticed. It's becoming a problem. I can't escape. Someone please snap me out of this cycle. I want to be free again. I love these things. I love what makes them unique, what sets them apart, learning what cool things they can do, what makes them tick, their hopes and dreams, where they're ticklish, how many I can fit in my mouth. I want to hang out with them, tell them my deepest secrets, snuggle with them at night, and record myself playing games on them and share it on YouTube. I'm weird like that. I am so often showing you the latest and greatest gadgets that do all sorts of cool things, and those great things are great. Cool things are cool, everyone knows that, but the thing is, those high-end devices are enthusiast devices for people super into this hobby. They're overkill for most people, and people just starting out don't need something that can handle PS2 upscaled to 3x resolution with shaders and no interlacing patches and widescreen patches. Heck, most people don't even know about or care about any of the advanced stuff that these things can do. They just want something that plays good old retro games. They want to play some old Nintendo games that they had when they were kids. They want to try those Super Nintendo games that they never got to play. They want to try the hottest Pokemon ROM hacks that their neighbor's kid has been blabbing about. And they want to beat the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game without spending all my mom's laundry quarters again. And they don't want to spend a ton to do it because they're new. There's no point in going all in on some expensive high-end fancy retro game toy if it's just going to sit in a drawer. Right? I get asked to recommend handhelds all the frickin' time. Apart from this one, it's probably my most common type of comment or message. Help me, TechDweeb. Help me pick a retro handheld, you handsome stud. And lately there has been one answer, and only one answer, that I've been given. The Battle XP G350. It checks all the boxes. It's really good, it's cheap, it has a great build quality, great system, and the ability to tinker with it and make it even better and kind of learn about handhelds by doing that sort of thing. I've already reviewed this thing, so check out that video link below if you want to know all the details. This video today isn't a review. I'm here to make the case today that this is the best handheld that someone new to the hobby should get. The best starter handheld. And I'll make that case, because I'm awesome at making cases. Just ask my mom when I convinced her that root beer counted as a vegetable. She didn't really buy it, but she still let me have 3 cans with dinner. So that's a win in my book. But here's the thing, the G350 isn't just a good handheld for newbies. It's actually an amazing all-around handheld. It's so good for the price, and it has limitations, obviously, but if you know what you're getting into, you'll get so much bang for the buck here that I think everyone should have this on their radar, for reasons that we'll talk about. There's a lot to talk about, actually, so yeah, let's get talking. Actually, I lied. We've been talking the whole video. But now I want to talk specifically about the price. The G350 is like bafflingly cheap considering how good it is. If you get this on AliExpress, you can get one for around $40 with free shipping. If you're in the USA, it's $38 and it ships from the States. You can also get it on Amazon if you want to go that route. It's a little bit more expensive there, but at least you get it really quickly and you can return it if you don't like it, I guess. And you can get it from a reseller like Lid NXT. It's the most expensive there. It's like $60, but they also have free shipping, and there might be other reasons you'd want to get it from them, which we'll talk about in a bit. Anyways, I'll have links to where you can buy it from a bunch of different places in the thingy below if you're interested in picking one up. So whether you're just getting started and you want something good but cheap just to try and have fun with and see what this hobby is about, or whether you're looking for a gift for someone who you think would enjoy retro emulation and you want to get them something sort of decent, but you don't want to break the bank or whatever, or even for yourself. If you're a seasoned handheld doodad enthusiast, to have a cheap device on hand as a sort of beater device, something that's really good but not so precious that you don't want to take it oot in a boot. You know what I mean? The most amazing reason to consider getting this amazing device isn't just the amazing price, but the amazing build quality. If you weren't aware, this is made by Amberlic, the same company that made, so many things, like the RG35XX Plus, and the XP, and the 477M, and the 406V, the RG Slide. They make tons of stuff, and probably the most common thread amongst all their things is the excellent build quality and controls. The G350 says Battle XP on it, but that's like Amberlic's sub-brand. So here you get the quality of an Amberlic device, but at a price that we haven't seen before on an Amberlic device. There are other cheap handhelds out there like the R36S and the R36H, and even Powkitty has some good cheap ones, but none of them are as pleasurable to hold and use as the G350 in my opinion. It is far and away the best physically well-made handheld that you can get for around 40 bucks. No question. This is so cheap that the barrier to entry for someone getting into the hobby isn't really there in the same way that it is if you get a more expensive doodad. $40 is like a dinner for two, without dessert. So why not skip on that hot date this Friday and get a fake Game Boy instead? And this sort of sums up what I want for someone who is new to this hobby. I want them not to spend a lot, but also get something that's genuinely good. No weird or annoying things about the hardware that's going to piss them off and turn them away from the hobby. Tight controls, great comfort, high quality screen, good speaker, and it looks good. I love the retro vibes of this gray version. That's like the classy one of the crew. And this black version is like the cool one. And the pink version is the cute one. And honestly, I like them all. I was intending to get rid of the ones that I didn't want to keep, but I can't do it. I love this ragtag bunch of misfits. And even for me, even for a dweeb who has hundreds, if not millions of handhelds, I've been grabbing this thing to game on. I really like it. I'm fascinated by how good it is for the price, and I love playing with it and being wowed by it. Sort of like the Steam Deck in my mind. The Steam Deck is amazing for the price. There are other handheld PCs out there that are objectively better than the Steam Deck, but the Steam Deck is the one that I want to win and the one I want to use because it's such a good value. The value of a thing immensely changes my perspective of it. Something that's good for a lot of money isn't nearly as appealing as something that's good for not a lot of money. So just like how I want to see how much the deck can do and enjoy the hardware fully, it's the same on the G350. I want to play on it a ton, and I do, just to make sure that it's actually this good and this cheap and I'm not taking crazy pills, figuratively, but also literally. I stopped taking those a few weeks ago and I feel a lot better now. Isn't that right, imaginary TechDweeb? I'm not imaginary. You are. Also, I'm still mad at you. You know what? That's fair. Here. Accept my apology. Before we get into the games, I want to quickly touch on the system. And there are 3 system options that we'll be looking at. Actually, there are more than 3 that you can pick from, but I don't have the time or energy to cover them all. If you want a really good deep dive about the system options on the G350, check out my boy Mr. Stevens' recent G350 video because he goes over all the options. As for the ones that I'm going to show you today, let's begin with the stock system. It's a sort of hacked together custom build of emulation station. It's kind of disorganized, but it's functional. And this stock system gets a lot of hate, and rightfully so. It's got some problems. It's not nearly as good as any of the other custom systems. It's got a bit of jank, and the stock ROM sets are super disorganized, and some have ugly game art, and some have nothing, and some of the ROMs are kind of broken. But to be fair, it does mostly work. It gets the job done, and for someone who's just starting out, this will probably be a fine system to get started with and play some games on. It does all the basic stuff you'd want to do, and you can add your own games and reorganize things if you want to, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a pass. However, if you want a really good system, you can go with ArcOS. You can download and install it yourself, and it's pretty darn straightforward to do, and this is a well-loved system for a good reason. It's very robust, tons of options to tweak things to your preferences. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that LidNXT sells a custom ArcOS card for the G350. They sent me one and I love it. This card is actually amazing. It has awesome ROM sets, it's all set up for you, ready to rock, with amazing default settings and everything just works. All the art is scraped, the ROM sets are huge and complete. There's fan-made games and translations and ROM hacks included. I think of these custom cards as like a shortcut. Totally something you can make yourself, but if you don't care to do that and you want something good, it might be worth considering. This is what I meant when I said that you might want to consider getting your device from LidNXT. The device is a bit more expensive there, but you can get it bundled with the card. However, if you want to get a G350 from AliExpress now, and then later on just buy the card from LidNXT, you can do that. And of course, if you want to set up your own system, you can just install ArcOS yourself and get this all set up yourself just the way you like it. Lots of options for both newbies and retro handheld uber nerds. And speaking of options for retro handheld uber nerds, my favorite option is Knulli. Knulli is my favorite custom operating system. I have it installed on all my Amberlic XX devices and my TrimUI devices and a few of my Powkitty devices and also my G350. However, this isn't publicly available for the G350 yet. It's in alpha, so you have to be a supporter of Knulli to get access to their alpha build repository. I am a proud supporter, and you should be too if you love Knulli as much as I do, but if you're not, you're gonna have to wait for the official release. And I hope it comes soon, because the G350 is a freaking champ with Knulli. Knulli developers, please, I know you're working hard, and the G350 probably isn't high on your priority list, but trust me, the world needs Knulli on this thing. I have this set up with my customized Knulli ROM set and my game lists and RetroArch presets. I made a video of how to install Knulli in 2 minutes. Check that video out if you're looking to get some Knulli in your life. And yes, I know what the translation of Knulli is. And I know what I said. Oh, and also I should mention that if you go with an alpha version of Knulli, there is a little glitch with the device volume. And there's an easy fix, which I'll put on the screen now, but I'll also leave it in the description below. So if you do that, you're gonna fix the major problem, so you'll be good to go. When it comes to the games, this is really what makes this thing great for a newbie, because you get the most important retro systems along with a smattering of high-end stuff. This bad girl is rocking the RK3326 chip, and it has a very standard 3.5-inch 640 by 480 screen. So you get all the classic retro systems that will emulate perfectly, including PS1. Everything you could want to play will play really well, and you'll also get some Dreamcast and N64 and Nintendo DS and PSP. You won't get as much of that high-end stuff compared to the more expensive devices like Ambernix XX line of doodads, but you'll get some of it, which is probably going to be fine for a newbie who wants to get into retro emulation for the old stuff and wants to try some higher-end stuff without paying top dollar for a device that does all the high-end stuff perfectly. And also, because we have dual sticks on here, that stuff that does play will play properly. You don't have to mess around with switching the D-pad over to analog stick input mode or whatever like you need to do on the RG35XX Plus, for instance. The RG35XX Pro is identical to the G350 in terms of the hardware, but it's different on the inside. It has a more powerful chip. It has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and HDMI. The G350 doesn't have that. So I mean, if you like this and you want more stuff or you want extra features like retro achievements or Bluetooth controllers or whatever, you can pay more for something like that. But I don't think that most newcomers to the hobby know about or care about that stuff. They just want to play like Super Nintendo games on a handheld. They don't need to be able to SSH into their device over Wi-Fi or get into porting their Steam games. That's all complex stuff for uber nerds like me. And maybe you, but even for me, I still love playing games on the G350, even though I can't do that stuff. I kind of like that I don't have to worry about getting my handheld to do extra stuff, because the G350 is just so nice to game on that it really doesn't cross my mind that I can't plug it into my TV or whatever. I'd rather have it like this and do what it does so well, instead of slapping on all that extra stuff and increasing the cost. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I know exactly what you mean. I wasn't talking to you. Oh, I was talking to him. Hello. Two TechDweebs. The thing that I think makes me the most confident that I wanted to recommend the G350, and indeed the reason that I felt comfortable making a video gushing about this thing, is that I know it's good. I know that it's not just great for the price, but also just great overall. But most importantly, I think the G350 will always be good. I mean, no matter what new doodads come along, no matter what expensive or budget devices we get that get us excited and forget about the old stuff, the G350 is a device I think anyone can enjoy anytime. Even like 5 or 10 years or whatever from now. Maybe it's short-sighted of me to say, but it's like, it gets all the basics right. And those basics aren't going anywhere. You get great controls, a rock solid build, a good screen with great scaling options for the retro systems, retro vibes out the wazoo. That's the kind of thing that never goes out of style. Lots of devices will give you that stuff, and those will always be good, but I think it's different here because of the price. I wouldn't feel comfortable making this video about the R36S, for instance, because that thing was compromised in many ways. Kinda weird controls, it wasn't as comfortable, it was a bit cheaper, but just a lot of jank with that thing in general. The G350 has really no jank at all. It's the cheapest handheld that is genuinely really good and hassle-free, and whether you're a newcomer or a retro handheld aficionado who appreciates a well-made doodad, you'll enjoy the G350. I'm confident in saying that. That's why I recommend it so often. It feels like because this exists, it makes my job easy. When someone says, I don't know if I like these things, what should I get and not spend a lot, I can just say, just get a G350 to anyone on the fence about a handheld. It ticks all the boxes. All except one.